1870s in Germany, psychiatrists in psychiatric facilities were experimenting on psychiatric patients, utilizing techniques of manipulated stimulation of the brain. Indeed, I believe that this actually goes back much further than the 1870s. Indeed, networks of the Bavarian Illuminati were testing primitive mechanisms similar to this in the 1770s on the children of poor families and psychiatric patients. Indeed, this all links to the Mad Housekeepers Guild, of which I have spoken before. Indeed, the German psychiatrists involved with the Bavarian Illuminati networks and later the German intelligence services were initiates of the Mad Housekeepers Guild. And this seems to be what the overall Illuminati technocracy agenda is about. It's about control of the mind and control of the human herd. Indeed, although much of the agenda focuses on criminal operations and the creation of order out of chaos, the eventual goal of these methods is to completely control the human brain. Indeed, it does seem that there is an elite cabal of psychiatrists at the top of the Illuminati pyramid. Indeed, most elite psychiatrists are prominent Freemasons and intelligence operatives and are basically engaged in a permanent project for complete control over the minds of the populace. Indeed, much of the experimentation for figuring out mechanisms to control the populace have always been carried out on psychiatric patients, and this has been going on for hundreds of years. Indeed, psychiatric patients are the preferred guinea pigs for the psychiatric intelligence establishment. And I believe this is due to several factors. Indeed, the psychiatric establishment and intelligence cryptocracy believes that psychiatric patients are disposable and that no one would mind if it was revealed that the Psychiatric Intelligence Nexus was experimenting on psychiatric patients. Another reason, I believe, for the experimentation on psychiatric patients is that psychiatric patients possess certain brain patterns and energies that the cryptocracy wishes to tap into. Indeed, I believe that the psychiatric intelligence nexus is to an extent fearful of psychiatric patients, as psychiatric patients have the brain capacity and a certain chemistry within the brain that allows for the connection of seemingly interconnected theories. Thereby, psychiatric patients are able to figure out the agenda of the psychiatric intelligence nexus and are therefore potentially the most dangerous whistleblowers. Indeed, the British intelligence services section many of their recruits due to these recruits figuring out that something nefarious is going on within the British intelligence services. Indeed, these recruits have been mind controlled and then begun to break out of the mind control programming and figured that something is seriously sinister within the environs of the British intelligence service. And the British intelligence service responds by having these recruits sectioned and often returned to mind control programming, and therefore they are unable to talk about the British intelligence services because they have lost control over those areas of their brain which have the knowledge which would be damaging to the British intelligence services. Indeed, British and German intelligence have used these techniques for a very long time. Indeed, James Tilly Matthews in the 1790s, who was most probably himself a British intelligence operative of some capacity, was confined in Bedlam for the rest of his life for speaking out about the controlled agenda between the British aristocracy and the Jacobins. Indeed, James Tilly Matthews even went so far to theorize that there were networks of Jacobins operating in coordination with British Masonic secret societies that were establishing themselves outside of every mental hospital with devices based in animal magnetism and mesmerism that were manipulating the minds of the patients in the psychiatric hospitals. James Tilly Matthews also surmised that these networks of Jacobin agents were also utilizing these devices based in animal magnetism and mesmerism on the majority of figures within the British government, which is a very interesting theory. Indeed, James Tilly Matthews' theories basically show that there were precursors to the psychotronic weaponry that we are seeing today. And the British intelligence services, in the end, had enough of James Tilly Matthews' outspokenness and committed him to Bedlam for the 20 years of the rest of his life. Indeed, this scenario is ongoing, and as I have stated, there are many psychiatric patients in British mental hospitals who are former British intelligence operatives, and there are also many former British intelligence operatives among the British homeless community. Indeed, I have theorized that these intelligence operatives will be programmed again and then activated in the future for false flag scenarios that will be a part of the coming UK Civil War conflagration. However, I hope that these psychiatric patients figure this out and are therefore able to avoid this programming, and there is more whistleblowing going on in the future. This would be great. Indeed, British intelligence have a stranglehold over the entire country and basically have done for hundreds of years, but their era of dominion is really beginning to peak in the United Kingdom. It is interesting that the majority of their theories of social control are based in the activities and writings of German psychiatrists from the 18th and 19th centuries, and this in itself links directly to the Mad Housekeepers Guild, of which I have spoken. Indeed, the most prominent intelligence service psychiatrists are not only Hellfire Club initiates, they are also initiates of the Mad Housekeepers Guild, and this is a network that seeks control over every aspect of the human mind. Indeed, the Tavistock Institute, as I've stated, is a amalgamation of psychiatry and British military intelligence operations. And indeed, the Tavistock Institute has a lot of influence over the creation of mind control programmed slaves. Indeed, the British Intelligence Service has a large network of mind controlled slaves, and much of this programming is overseen by the Hellfire Club networks. Indeed, Grenville Lodge, where I was programmed, was probably a overall programming and brainwashing facility, though the amount of students of the University of Buckingham chosen was probably very small. Much of the programming would have been going on in the underground facilities there, and the majority of the candidates chosen for programming would not themselves have been University of Buckingham students. I'm not entirely sure why I was picked out. I was a bit of an anomaly among the University of Buckingham students. Indeed, they were all far richer than me, and I also surmise that many of the students of the University of Buckingham were actually involved in some way in my programming, almost in a gang stalker capacity. And I'm beginning to believe this theory more and more as the years go by. Indeed, British intelligence have numerous sites, such as the Grenville Lodge, University of Buckingham location across the country. Indeed, these small towns, with their networks of Masonic lodges, have established networks of mind control programming, much of which takes the form of occult ritual, and these networks are themselves deeply intertwined with organized crime networks and trafficking rings. Indeed, the Freemasons, even at the lower levels, are not innocent of being a part of this agenda, as despite compartmentalization, even the lowest level Freemasons have some knowledge about what the Masonic cartel is up to, and they would rather be part of this brotherhood, despite its evil nature, than not, due to the nature of the human mind and the greed, pride, and envy that is so prominent within British society in the 21st century. Indeed, British society is approaching a cataclysm simply due to the nature of the British people themselves. Indeed, this is not the responsibility of the Russian population or the adherents of the faith of Ishmael or the Hebrews. Indeed, I have already dispelled the myths regarding these three groups of people. Indeed, the problems within Britain are the responsibility of both the social engineers of the Tavistock Institute via their Psychiatric-Intelligence Nexus and the fault of the British people themselves for being so stupid and allowing themselves to be manipulated the way they have, and not caring about the fact that they are being engineered in such a way that they are going to be herded into a psycho-civilization of a certain totalitarian technocratic form, whereby they are not going to be able to escape from that matrix. Indeed, it seems like the majority of the population in Britain are basically programmed bots that are attempting to keep the illusions of the system alive. Indeed, this is very Reesian and echoes John Rawlings Rees's theories on how a society should be governed. Indeed, it seems that nothing can be done regarding the state of affairs in the United Kingdom, and that things are only going to get worse. Indeed, the layers of the British intelligence matrix are so cleverly constructed, and yes, it's going to be impossible to break out of that matrix. And as I have stated, the British intelligence services are promoting very a very heavy social engineering and propaganda program, whereby the problems of the world are to be blamed on the Hebrews, which will probably lead to some sort of large cataclysm whereby British people start targeting this specific group and therefore don't target the cryptocracy. Indeed, this is a continued process of scapegoating that was used in the Middle Ages when the elites were conducting nefarious programs and the public began to become discontented. The elites would switch the blame onto the Hebrews in a process of scapegoating, and therefore the British population would target the Hebrews rather than the elites. And this seems to be perpetually going on. Indeed, the British population are unable to see past the matrices created by the British intelligence services. Indeed, the only people that really have seen past the matrices created by the British intelligence services are mainly former British intelligence operatives themselves, who are now either sectioned in one of the many psychiatric facilities across the United Kingdom or are living on the streets of the United Kingdom. Indeed, I'm going to end it there.